Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm very excited to be showing you the second of the beers that were kindly sent to me by Gary from MaineBrewGuy Gary. I'll put a link to Gary's channel below. So Gary's based over in Florida in the United States, and this particular beer I saw a grain to glass video that Gary did. It's his lemon blueberry crumble cake. So I'll put a link to the grain to glass video. So this beer is based around a cake of the same name that Gary enjoys eating, and he decided to try and recreate it in beer form, which sounded like a very good idea to me, and the name certainly caught my eye. It's something that I would definitely enjoy eating, so I'm looking forward to trying it in a liquid form. So thank you very much for this, Gary. So it's clocking in at 4.9%. Yeah, it's a fruited ale, lemon blueberry crumble cake. So they're sort of the flavors we're hoping to get through in the beer. Now I've got some information on the beer, but if I miss anything out, which I probably will, check out Gary's video below and it'll have a lot more information in there. So we'll crack it open. Pour it up. So from the name I was expecting it to have this nice sort of blueberry color. Reminds me of a blueberry sour that I had recently from Duncan's brewery here in New Zealand. Sorry, it's got a couple of bubbles sticking to the side. So there it is there, nicely carbonated. Holding a bit of a head there, but that'll probably disappear. So it looks fantastic, and it looks exactly like the beer in Gary's video. So before we dive in, I'll just quickly go through the main ingredient. So the bulk of the grain is pale malt, 2-row, then a smaller amount, about 8% of wheat, some acid malt, some Munich malt, and then it's got some lactose that was added at the end of the boil. So those are the main sort of ingredients, the grains and the milk, sugar, lactose. Little bit of citra there. And then he's used some extracts in there to try and recreate some of the flavors from the cake. So there's Olive Nation lemon extract. Okay, he's also used some lemon drop hops and mosaic. He's used some vanilla beans, 2 vanilla beans, but I think if you watch his video, he's actually recommended increasing that or doubling that up. Some dried blueberry and primary. Yeast is SO4, some lemon peel in primary, blueberries in secondary, or 3 pounds, that's quite a lot. In secondary, some cake batter extract, which sounds interesting, and some Olive Nation blueberry extract. So the cake batter extract and the blueberry extract were both done at bottling time. So yeah, there it is there. My mouth's watering just reading out the descriptions and looking at the beer. So we won't wait any longer. Cheers, Gary. I appreciate you sending this over. Just trying to think about what I'm getting on the aroma. Definitely getting a little bit of blueberry. And there's aroma there I can only think is possibly the cake batter. It's definitely got that sort of warm sort of, the sugary crumble that you put on top if you've ever baked an apple crumble, for example. Got that warm sort of, it's hard to explain, but like a warm crumble aroma, which doesn't really help you guys at all. I think I'm getting that vanilla coming through as well. So I think this was brewed back in maybe late April, early May. But it smells fantastic. I'm just going to dive in. I think it's probably the best thing to do and try and pick up a little bit more in the flavour. So cheers, guys. Okay, I'm definitely picking up more of the blueberry in the flavour. Now, one thing Gary did point out in his video that he used some lactic acid to drive down the pH, but he thinks if he did it again, he would actually not try and drop the pH to try and make the sort of sweet, sort of fruity flavours pop a bit more. And yeah, I think I'd probably tend to agree with that. Getting more blueberry on that mouthful there. Relatively, I don't know if there was any intention to give it much body, but it's got a relatively, I'd say almost a little bit of a thin body. It is based, I think the style's based around a blonde ale from memory. Yeah, definitely. I was getting the vanilla on the aroma, not so much in the flavour, but getting more of the blueberry in the flavour, so they've sort of flipped around. Okay, getting some hits of lemon in there, so there was some lemon drop hops, but there was also some lemon peel in there as well. So that's coming through. And now I'm getting a little bit more of that warm sort of crumble topping. So mid-20s IBU. So yeah, there's not a lot of bitterness there, but that's cool. I don't think you'd want that in this style of beer. It's a very, I call it a very refreshing, easy drinking beer, especially at 4.9%. Shame it's cold and miserable outside, but I can imagine on a hot, stinking hot day this would be going down an absolute treat. I think the other thing Gary mentioned was this was pressure fermented. So it's, yeah, using the SO4 yeast, he would, if he did it again, he wouldn't pressure ferment it to try and drive or get more esters from the SO4 yeast, more sort of fruity esters. Yeah, I think I can sort of see where you're coming from. I think the lactic acid and the pressure fermenting has sort of maybe made the fruit not pop quite as much on the aroma and even in the flavour. But don't get me wrong, it's a very, very nice beer, very easy drinking. I'd definitely be happy if I went down to the bottle shop and picked up this beer. This is really nice. So there's no brewing faults or anything wrong with it. Smells great, tastes great. Getting most of the flavours that are, they're meant to be coming through. I'm getting the lemon and getting the blueberry. I'm getting the warm crumble coming through. Just maybe if all those things could be elevated next time round, I think you'd be onto a real winner there, Gary. So thank you for that. Get to check out the video of how this was made from Gary. So thank you very much, and it's travelled well. It hasn't deteriorated from travel or age. So no, very nice indeed, and a very attractive looking beer as well. So cheers, Gary, much appreciated, and I look forward to the next one, which I think is going to be this one sounds good, the Peanut Butter Imperial Stout. Now that definitely has my name written on it, so I will try and do that within the next week. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching, guys. Over and out. Cheers, Gary.